Hello everybody and welcome back. This is Mystic Games. We're going to be doing another Northgard video today. I've randomly just set up a stag build here just to have like a base, and I have two allies that should essentially carry me through the game, hopefully, while we talk about victory conditions. I think that's an important thing to understand in this game, because obviously you want to obtain victory. And I just want to show you guys this real quick. Like, this guy had, my computer ally here had a pretty good start. He had a fish and wheat, which you guys can see me highlighting on the bottom right. Starting zone, that's pretty good. So he has fish there, stone, and wheat. My guys are complaining because they don't have houses. He also has 3 sheep here and 1 sheep here, and he's goat, so that's pretty good for him. Plus he has another thing of fertile ground here, so he has a lot of food access. And he actually did have a forest nearby as well, which was relatively easy to clear with 3 foxes, so he had a very good starting spot. Compared to me, and well, this guy actually has a better, I would argue, slightly better than me as well. I got a forest, which was free, which is good, always a good start. And then I got fish, and then I got wheat and stone, but this had a fox on it, so I had to clear it. And then we had a zone of nothingness, essentially. Anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. I just kind of want to show you guys that quick, because usually getting a double zone with double food is just solid. But we're going to talk about victory conditions in this video, so I don't want to linger too much on that. So, there are multiple victory conditions. I'm playing on the largest map size, which means fame is going to be different depending on the size of the map that you're playing on. You also have domination, which is essentially killing the other enemy clans. You have fame, which is you gain fame by doing certain tasks throughout. Bitcoin and Juno, I'm not going to use it. You have trade, you have wisdom, and you have the banquet of Valhall, which can only be done by squirrel. So let's talk about each of these and kind of like what you should know about your clan. So, for example, I'm playing Stag. Stag tends to be very good at fame victories and domination victories, as they get a lot of buffs to their army as well. But they are mostly focused on fame victories. Everything about them is fame based. So you want to usually, if you pick this clan, go for a fame victory. I think one of the most important tips I can give any player to this game is learning what your clan is good at, and then trying to achieve that victory condition. Sometimes you might, get domination while you're trying to achieve your other victory condition. It might just come to be that you just are going to end up dominating your opponent, like it's going to be the easiest way for you to win. But you should really focus on one of these other victory conditions as your main. Right? If you're Squirrel, you can focus on the Banquet of Valhall. I'm not going to go too deep into that one unless I'm playing Squirrel, so I can explain it better. But we're going to start with Domination. So Domination is killing all the enemies around you. Normally I would consider this a secondary victory condition for most clans. Like Stag, yes, I can do a Domination victory, but I'm generally going to focus on a Fame victory first. They're like, a good clan for domination be like Wolf or Snake, perhaps, would be 2 good examples. Ox would be another good example of somebody that wants to generally win through domination. Essentially just destroying tiles until you get to your enemy's town hall, and then taking the town hall. So, best way to think about it from a map visual, obviously, as you play the game, you expand outward from your base. Like, this is my town hall. I took this zone, I took this zone, I took this zone. If I was actually playing and not talking to you guys, I would have taken the shipwreck zone, explored the shipwreck. I would have had a scout. Instead of pulling my scout to just be a worker, I would have kept scouting out the areas around me. Generally, usually making a connection to your ally is a very good strategy as well, so you and your ally can get to each other. It's one of the first things you want to do if you're playing with teammates. If you're not playing with teammates, you can generally just try to scout out certain tiles that you might want, or resources in the beginning of the game, such as stone and iron, which may be important to your faction. Normally I tend to value stone over iron because I like to upgrade my buildings as quick as possible. And then the next thing you'd want to do if you're going for a domination victory is obviously scout out your enemy. Scouting out enemy territory does require an upgraded scouting camp. You can like spy on their territory with a basic scout camp, but you can't actually look into their territory and actually look at their tiles until you upgrade your scout camp. Something to be noted on that though is if you scout a tile, like say I scout this tile and then the enemy takes this tile and I already found this tile, I can actually see the enemy there without having to re-scout it. I can only have to scout tiles that they have yet to have seen. So that's domination. A few tips for domination in a general sense is you need to take a path to get to the town hall. Certain maps like this has mountains here, so this makes this tile pretty well protected. So generally if someone's going to come to attack me, they have to attack me from either here or here to get to my base. So building defensive towers here and here would be solid. Obviously, you know, if I think the enemy's going to attack me from this way, I might build a tower here just to protect my lumber mill. But being that my allies are on the left of me, or the bottom, I would generally leave these less defended than I would the tiles on this side. You always want to defend the tiles that are closest to the enemy first. So if I'm going to build a guard tower per se, I'd want to build it here first, because my enemy's most likely going to scout and attack me from this direction initially, or here after. And then also you would usually want you know, some sort of tower defending your town hall, but that's not immediately necessary. If I were to attack me, I would attack this tile first, because I'm most likely going to be placed somewhere on the northern part of the map. And then I'm going to try to beeline for the town hall, because you don't have to destroy this tile and this tile to kill the town hall. You only need this tile to make a path to get to my town hall, currently. You want to generally take the shortest distance that you can to get to the enemy to kill them. And I am under attack by the wild animals here. Hopefully it doesn't kill my lore master. Super important to me. Joking. Next we're going to talk about fame. Fame is just essentially you need a certain amount of zones. I'm on the highest, like largest map. So for me, it requires 14. I think it goes down to 10. I think it's the lowest on the lowest size map. I think it's +1 per map size, if I remember correctly. And the fame amount that you generally need is 1,200. And then you need a Altar of Kings, which is this building right here. So the Altar of Kings is under the Mystic's Tree. You can't see my arrow, but you can see the bonus of the Altar of Kings and what it does for you. The good thing about the Altar of Kings as well is as you gain more lore, as you gain more fame, which is the victory you're going for, you get free resources from it that will help maintain your society a little bit easier without having as many workers. It does cost a lot of stone. You can get a stone reduction from the stag, and it gives more happiness and it produces fame. That's why they're obviously very good at fame victories. So you can get this out earlier than you would normally be able to, and then once you do, it's going to provide you with more fame and happiness than other clans. So generally, again, like Stag is a very good fame victory clan, and that's probably what I'd be aiming for here, and then this would be my backup in this situation. But these are the requirements for gaining a fame victory, and that's important to know when you're going through. Also, how you gain fame is important. So for these guys, They get scalds, which generate fame very slowly, but they do generate it, and obviously the more scalds you have, the more upgraded the building is, the more fame you will get. You also get fame based on the territories that you take, and the territories that you conquer. So if I go and I attack the enemy, I will gain a certain amount of fame for, we'll say, freeing the tiles, or taking the tiles away, and then potentially taking them myself. You also gain fame for just expanding. Every tile you take, you get a little bit of fame. And then for lore that you discover in your lore tree over here, you also gain a small amount of fame. So, understanding your clan and their strengths is extremely important in this game, and you should be picking a clan based on the victory that you want to achieve. Next, we're going to talk about trade, because I think that's the next most, well, I shouldn't say the next most important. That's the next one on the list. Raven tends to be a very good trade-focused clan, so if you're trying to go for trade victories and you're trying to learn the game, I would say that as a starter player, Stag for fame is a good way to practice, and then Raven is a good way to practice for trades. So for trades, you need to build a lighthouse, and you need to have a longship dock for that, and you need to get the shipbuilding trait to produce a lighthouse, which is right here in the war tree. So generally trade is you want to make as much money as you possibly can to funnel it into your lighthouse. I can actually probably build this for you guys to just show you what's going on here. Got my 200 fame bonus, yay! The funny thing is I'm playing on easy just to show you guys this, but right now I'd be super far behind if I wasn't. Because I am doing nothing. I could probably have control of most of the territories around me at this point and have upgraded buildings. I think we're on year 1, right? Yeah. I'd probably be done mining at this point and probably already have a few upgraded buildings and a town hall and such. Let's get the longship dock built up, and then I will explain trade victories a little bit more clearly, so you guys can actually see what I'm talking about here, the commercial influence. Wisdom, I can't really show you guys unless I go deep into a game and then load it up for you, but I don't have that preset up. So, once you build the dock, you can build the lighthouse on it. It costs 50 lumber, 100 gold. You build it, it gives you access to great trade routes. So what great trade routes do is they give you 5 influence for the basic home one, which is a -5 tier gold up here, which is your crowns. But it does give you 1 happiness, so that's a plus. If you give away 20 gold, and this is over time, so like you'll lose 20 gold. So normally, like, I click this one, right, I have +6. It's going to take me down to a +1. Now I can do a +20, but I will eventually run out of crowns because I cannot afford to do it. Most of the time when you're going for a trade victory, what I'd recommend you do is you build marketplaces and trading posts, because you can build them on the same slot here. Right? You can build 2 of them, and when you upgrade them, they gain a 20% bonus, and these gain a 20% bonus. And you can actually use coinage here and produce another 20%, and essentially get up to 60% in this zone of merchants producing extra money. And then you would have 1 longship dock, and you would be using that mostly just to do the great trade routes to get them commercial. But you can easily, with 2 zones with upgraded marketplaces and upgraded trading posts, make +40 crowns pretty easily, where you can just go to Vinland and you can start your great trade route, and you'll be getting the maximum amount of commercial influence, the maximum amount of happiness, but you'll be losing the most amount of crowns, but you'll still be able to sustain your economy generally. So that's normally what I suggest doing, and obviously I suggest playing Raven. But that's how it works. So The more gold you have and income that you're making, the higher you can go up in commercial influence, and the faster you'll gain a trade victory. Because as you can see right now, I'm winning in the trade victory. Obviously, that's not the victory route I'd be going if I was actually playing. I'd be going for fame with this clan, but you can do it with any clan. Again, I'd recommend that if you're learning the game, as most of my tutorial videos are for new players, you want to focus on like a clan that's going to be good at that, which would be Raven. And then once you learn from there, you can always, you know, decide if you want to go trade victory. But generally, you should focus on what your clan's good at. So Raven is normally a good clan to start with trade. That's pretty much the biggest trick and tip for trade, though, is to build marketplaces and trading posts, upgrade them both, and then get the extra money on the one tile, along with having the coinage. And then you can, God, I almost want to build a house just so these guys shut up. It's bothering me. I also like carpentry mastery. But yeah, that's the biggest tip I can give you for trading. Also, again, when it comes to victory conditions and you're not going for domination, if you're going for trade, you obviously want to protect your lighthouse building and your dock that's doing it, and you also want to protect your gold money in particular that's going to help you produce the money that you need for your trading victory. Because obviously this getting attacked is going to slow down my trading victory, so I want to make sure I build a tower here to defend it. Towers are very important for this game, just to give you a minor defense so you can't get like backdoored in any way, shape, or form. But that's trade victory. So next we're going to talk about wisdom. So wisdom is very interesting. Wisdom used to be really strong back in the early days of the game. I would argue that wisdom is one of the hardest victory types now. So the way wisdom works is that you have to build a wonder, and you have to be able to get enough lore to unlock the ancestral knowledge that allows you to build a monument. So generally what you'll do is once you get a monument is you build this building, accumulate enough lore to affirm your devotion to the gods. The closer it is to the center of the isle, the quicker your influence will reach other clans. Once built, your clan's lore production will be directed to this building. So essentially you would take this building, you would click here, the center of the map somewhere around here, it looks like. You would probably want to expand from your base to about here to here, and then build the Monument of the Gods on whatever one of these tiles that you take. And then you'd want to build a tower there, as I said, because normally whenever you're going for a non-domination victory, you want to defend whatever victory you're going for. You build it, you put your, put some militia there, your army around there to protect it. That's pretty much how lore works. The issue with the lore victory is lore is very important for the success of your clan. So like being able to upgrade different things is relatively important for the overall gameplay. Like, you don't want to give up your lore, which is why I consider lore victories some of the hardest to obtain, because once you start going into the Monument of the Gods, you lose access to this tech tree that gives you bonuses, while all your enemies are going to keep gaining those bonuses. So lore victory, or a wisdom victory, is just relatively hard to do because you are sacrificing your lore to gain a wisdom victory, while your enemies are not. So it just makes their ability to dominate you much stronger, or their ability to do trade and fame easier because they can just focus on attacking you, while you can't really do as much to them as they can to you. We're not going to really discuss the Banquet of Valhalla. If you're at the point where you bought the Squirrel Clan, you're going to play the Squirrel Clan and you're going to learn how to do that. I don't have too many tips for Wisdom Victory, because honestly, there's no clan that really does a good job. Boar, and you guys will hear me almost every video, I'm not a fan of Boar at all. The Boar clan, I think, is horrible. My guys are about to die here. The Boar clan is the Wisdom clan, and they don't do a very good job at it. Most of the time, I would recommend that you focus on fame and that you focus on trade, and then you have a secondary domination as your secondary backup. So those are my tips and tricks for eventually. Oh, I'm surprised they won that. Those are my tips and tricks for. It's gonna get attacked by. Everybody go! Those are my tips and tricks for victory conditions and understanding, but at the end of the day, this video is mostly to tell you guys, whatever victory condition you're focusing on, pick a clan that's good at it, especially if you're new to the game. Most clans will kind of tell you what they're good at, and then from there, that's the best way to learn the game. So, always try to do fame trade first, unless your clan is a domination-focused clan, which you'll be able to tell very much from what their lore is, and from what their bonuses are as they level up from fame, and all those kind of things. Like, Snake is 100% a domination clan. You're not going to even try to do anything else. They are focused on destroying, and that's what you want to do. Anyways, I hope this guide is helpful for newer players, and I wish you luck, raiding the coast. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, guys.